Hello everyone, welcome to Esports Go. I'm Justin Gillerman.
I'm Matt Brown. Yeah, it's a cool Thursday in the Overwatch League. Let's start with the highlight of the day, the London Spitfire and the Houston Outlaws. Houston, 2-0 in regular season play against the Spitfire. It will take 5 maps to decide the winner in this matchup. The tiebreaker for Stage 3 is on Oasis. In round 1, the Outlaws control the point first. The Spitfire are close to securing it for themselves, but the Outlaws come back onto the point with an insane dive to keep it in their control. The Outlaws need to continue to hold later in the match. Linkser lands the pulse bomb, but he is killed for his crimes to the Spitfire. The London team are able to take control of the point. Linkser redeems himself by going H-A-M. If you didn't know, Justin, that's ham on the point. First, he goes after the Diva, and then the Winston, and then back to the Diva again. The Spitfire are not able to recover, giving the Outlaws the round 1 win. In round 2, the Outlaws control the point first, but it is short-lived. Prophet's Farah pelts down the Outlaws from the sky, forcing them to concede the point to the Spitfire. Linkser continues his playmaking ways with his team. He leads the charge into the Spitfire to put the point back into the Outlaws' control. With a mere 8% remaining for an Outlaws victory, Linkser does it again. He lands a big pulse bomb to take out 2 Spitfire members. He chases after the rest of the team to stagger out the kills expertly. There are a few attempts by the Spitfire to stall the point longer, but they are all fail, and the Outlaws take the tiebreaker map win, finishing with a 3-2 victory over the Spitfire. Whoa, that's now 3 wins now for the Outlaws in regular season play against the London Spitfire. London only winning when it was the Stage 1 playoffs, so I guess Houston has the Spitfire's number when at least a playoff pot isn't on the line.
Yeah, out of all the results so far in this Stage 3, this has to be the biggest shock to me, Matt. Raucus and Jake barely had a full day of practice going into this game, and it looked like they were even better than what they were in Stage 2. Jake put on one of the better Junkrat performances of the season and maybe even topped it with his tracer play. As far as London, they have to use this as a wake-up call and realize these teams that were in the middle of the pack are now right on their heels. And now as we transition to our second game of the day, the Philadelphia Fusion came into Stage 3 hot off a championship appearance.
Yep.
Can they keep their strong play going here in the first game of Stage 3, or can the Boston Uprising spoil their party and start their climb towards the top? Boston and Philly, let's see who came out on top. What? 2 tiebreaker maps in one night? We were spoiled with Overwatch League matches on Thursday. In round 1, the Uprising easily hold a point to 80% before the Fusion make any strong moves to take control. Shadowburn and Dreamcatcher's Farah barrage into each other thanks to an ultimate from the Fusion's Lucio. Shadowburn is spared with a sliver of health. He turns on Dreamcatcher and shoots him out of the sky. No sky control for the Uprising means a capture for the Fusion. Dreamcatcher redeems himself later on, securing 3 barrage kills on the Fusion. This puts the point back in Uprising control. In overtime, the fight once again depends on the air battle between the Farah players. Dreamcatcher gets the high ground over Shadowburn, taking him out easily with the Skies and Uprising hands. They're able to take round 1 win. Now, I know I risk sounding like a broken record, but Farah is so important on Oasis, and it's very clear in this matchup. In round 2, it once again comes down to who can kill Farah first. Shadowburn falls too low and dies to Uprising members, giving the Uprising the upper hand to take the point. On defense, Striker lands a pulse bomb on the Winston, who delivers it into the Fusion's hiding Diva. Poco is taken out, and the Uprising are once again still ahead. In overtime, Dreamcatcher clears the way for the Fusion, chasing after the Stragglers on the point for an easy round 2 win for the Uprising. The final score of the match, Uprising 3, Fusion 2. Wow. Well, we have another surprising result here early on in Stage 3. The Boston Uprising hold off the Philadelphia Fusion and pull out a remarkable win for them all the way to map 5. And on that tiebreaker map, I only have one word: Dreamcatcher.
Yes.
My God, he completely annihilated the Fusion during that overtime to ensure that Boston would win the series. There's no questioning now that he's one of the best players in the league.
Dreamcatcher came to play yesterday, and he had a great team working with him. But Philly incorporated Shadowburn back into their lineup, and it looks like it will take a little time to get used to him again.
Big absence.
Either way, EQO will be back shortly, and the composition can go back to normal. In the meantime, though, they'll be treading water. A team that's not treading water, though, the New York Excelsior, who took on the Florida Mayhem in our next highlight. Could the Mayhem show how big of a role they're on by knocking off the XL? This may be a control map, but it is not a tiebreaker situation just yet. The Mayhem need to win the next 2 maps to bring it to a tiebreaker situation. The XL will make that very difficult though, since they are an excellent team on Ilios. One of the highlights of this match was not a play, but a fact that Pine was back in the lineup after facing personal issues during stage 2. Welcome back, Big Boss. Say a player welcomes him back with a pulse bomb into his back though. Off this kill, the Mayhem are able to take the point. It does not take too long for the XL to gain it back though. They hold it all the way to overtime. The Mayhem try to delay it long enough for reinforcements to arrive, but the XL are too solid at focusing down the stragglers. The XL secure the round 1 win with ease. In round 2, the Mayhem strike first, taking the point for themselves. The response does not take too long. Pine leads the charge onto the point, while the rest of the New York team divide and conquer the Mayhem members. The point flips into XL control. The Mayhem have a few chances to take back the point, but the XL ultimate economy is incredible. They are perfectly synchronized and no ult is wasted. After one is used and timed out, another takes its place to force the Mayhem back. Only 5% is left until an XL victory. Sabayobi chases down the struggling Mayhem members next to the point. They stand no chance against one of the top Tracer players in the league. The Mayhem are not able to stagger in the overtime, giving the victory of the map 3 to the XL. They will go on to claim a win on map 4, securing the 4-0 clean sweep over the Mayhem. All right, Justin, so I guess the Mayhem aren't that hot coming off of their stage finish to stage 2. I think their rotation could use a little work, but it's hard to tell when they're playing such a good team, right?
Yeah, not a surprise here. The XL show no signs of slowing down after winning stage 2.
Sure.
They came out of the gates really fast, put the pressure on the Mayhem, and Florida just had no answer. Sabi continues to prove, just like Dreamcasper, he's one of the best Overwatch players in the league, and man, the XL, they're really
so good.
Now moving on to the heroes and zeros of the matches from yesterday, I'm going to have to pick the man of many teams' nightmares.
Ooh.
That man is Dreamcasper of the Boston Uprising.
Yes.
He was all over the Fusion this past match. They stood no chance against the Juggernaut in that offense.
Moving on to my hero, I have to pick Mr. Diva himself, Cool Matt. The Houston Outlaws player stuck like glue to his opposition, always getting in their way and zoning them out of objectives.
All right, let's wrap this up with the zero for yesterday. It has to be the new map, Blizzard World, just specifically half of it. 2 games were played on this map, and teams never made it to the second half of the map. Hopefully, we'll get to see the rest of the map in the coming weeks of Stage 3 before it's taken out of rotation, because I really want to see the second half. Please, players.
I mean, I want to see the second half too. Please, Blizzard World, just stop being so hard on the players. All right, let's take a quick break. Stay with us right here. It's Esports Go.
Welcome back to Esports Go. Let's take a look at today's Overwatch League matches. In our first matchup of this fine Friday, we have teams coming off 2 surprising results. Though be it from different parts of the spectrum, the Fuel came out and notched a win against the Dragons, so it's going to be interesting to see how they perform in this matchup while the Gladiators laid an egg against the Shock in their first match. Who do you see winning this match, Mac?
Look, it's still got to be the Gladiators, right? I mean, they're the more consistent of the 2 teams and definitely the more complete team, but when they play their regular lineup, of course, they're starting this stage with new player compositions similar to what they did when Fisher joined the team in the start of stage 2. So right now, they're throwing in new pieces into the water to see if they float. And last time, this exact same situation led to a Dallas Fuel win, so watch out. Okay, anyway, let's move on to another LA team, the Valiant, going against the Shanghai Dragons. Justin, it was just nice to see the debut of the first woman in the Overwatch League, Yaguri, and we'll see if the Dragons can build off of that, but the Valiant just looking good right now.
Yeah, this could be the ideal first week for the LA Valiant. Huge surprise with their 4-0 win against Seoul. Like you said, now they face off against the Dragons team still looking to find their way. I can't wait to see how Space follows up his 72 and 4 performance on Diva. Look for the Valiant to move to 2-0 right away in a very surprising manner. Now, at the beginning of the stage, looking at our last matchup for Friday, you might have just glanced right over it. But now the Dynasty coming off an embarrassing loss while the Shock looked really good against the Gladiators. It might be a little early, but this has to be a must-win game for the Seoul Dynasty if they want to sneak into the playoffs this stage. Going to be a fun one between these two. Who do you have winning it?
Oh, so this is so interesting. I mean, I don't really know who's going to win this one. If the last match wasn't a statement enough, the Shock could really put a stamp on the week with a win here. But for the Seoul Dynasty, I think they absolutely need this win. We talk about how they keep just missing the stage playoffs by a match or two. A loss here would make me start to question if their even overall playoff spot could be just starting to be in question.
It's going to be interesting. They need to win this game.
Yeah. All right, that's it for us today on Esports Go. Go to our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news.
Also, check us out and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll be here all week with your news and highlights. Thanks for watching Esports Go. We'll see you next time.